Alright, hello everyone. I think we are live and we are good. Let me just double check some audio things. I might turn... maybe that will be better. Please let me know. And I think we're good to go. This, do this, rearrange everything, and yeah. Hello, my name is CyberFox, and welcome to this live stream. It's been a while. I'll be doing a very interesting live stream where actually not doing a game. I forgot what the word was. I haven't streamed in a long time, so I'm out of it. I reckon you turn up your gain a bit, Cyber. My gain is all the way up where I can. If I turn up anymore, I'll be redlining, or well, not redlining, but you know, peaking. So this is probably as high as I can get it. I really do need to fiddle with mic settings and all that kind of stuff. But for the time being, it should be alright. But if anyone has any suggestions, that might actually help. I'm using OBS. Let's see. Okay, well today we're not going to be playing a game. In fact, what we're going to be doing is something the opposite of playing a game. And that is being productive. Let's see. Wabam. Welcome everyone. I need to pull up chat. There we go. Welcome everyone to the workshop, the studio, whatever you call it. This is where the magic happens. We're going to be trying to get an animation done today. What animation are we going to get done? That's a good question. Darn, I should have found it before. So, it's been, what, about a month since my last quote-unquote major animation. I think I did a few shorts here and there. They may have been edits. But I'm looking to finally get my next chapter of an animation done. Big thing. And I've been working on the past few months on trying to get all the pictures drawn, all the frames finished, and all of that good stuff. Drag and drop this. There we go. Many might recognize this animation. It is on the channel. There we go. This animation is, let's mute the audio so it's not too distracting. This animation is my quote-unquote first animation. I think I want to say that I was able to make with an idea. It's known as the CyberFox concept animation. And what it is it's a simple animation that gets the idea across. And when you watch it, it's like, okay, this is the main idea, this is the premise, this is the whole vibe of the idea or the project. And I made this, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. And I'm very proud of it. It's my first 2D animation. And I want to remake it and polish it up, and I want to make an extended version of it. And so, that is what we're going to be doing tonight. Hopefully that's what we're going to be doing tonight. That is the idea of what we're going to be doing tonight. So, let's see. I remade all the assets, all the drawings, And so far I've gotten something that looks like this. Opening scene. We're in cyberspace. This is known as the cube. I have no idea why everything looks like, look at this. I didn't make it squared off. There's just, you know, old work you can look at and you can pinpoint all the errors, but the main thing is that you start somewhere. So that's what the first scene looks like. This is what it looks like now. The way I was able to do that, I draw everything on Procreate on iPad. And I've used that for many years. I love the program. I would love to start learning Procreate Dreams. I think version 2 just came out where they fixed a lot of stuff. And it's more like an animation program, so I would absolutely love to do that. My iPad is melting down, so hopefully I can get this channel monetized to get a new iPad so I can continue making animations. If not, oh boy. Anyway, let's see. Let's disable this. Disable this. This is one picture here. It's a PNG. The cube. All these wires represent different roadways to the cube, we're going to be calling it. I drew this background and edited it. Looks pretty good. Looks exactly like the original animation. I think I found this online, just searching up computer wallpapers, royalty free. And it's like, you know what? I like this. It gives that more calm tech vibe. I don't really like the whole, when someone thinks of technology, there's a place when it's like, okay, the pixels and the jagged edges and the, you know, the beep boop 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 bop beep boop, all that stuff. I'm liking the vibe of like tech is just a void. Like old Windows, like early 2000s Windows. That's where I'm trying to get the vibe with. Let's see, I wish I could. I'm gonna pull up comments. I like seeing you iterate on your old stuff. That's super cool. Thanks. Well, the Boyus verse Equest Void scene in the blue animation be elaborated on in this animation? The let's see, is it the last animation that I made, the Cyberfox Activate, are you referring to, or is it the old version of this? Because I think I know what you're talking about with the void. Let's see. So we get an answer there. This is the opening scene. And what I need to do, the old one. Oh, okay. So the old animation, this one right here. Yeah, I'm hoping to kind of elaborate. I don't really know how to get it across, but this is supposed to represent the main computer that Cyberfox basically quote-unquote lives in. AKA my computer, where everything happens. This is basically the cyberspace in the personal computer. This cube represents, I guess you could say, what, like a core? Memory core in a computer? How it functions? I'm rocking an AMD Ryzen 9, so that's what's hiding in here. Not the Steam machine, Gabe Cube. And so all these, you know, wires are like pathways sending data, but, you know, a V avatar can go across and use those as pathways to walk on and traverse through cyberspace. And this is what it kind of looks up close. Just this long stretch of pathway here. I'm gonna zoom in. So this will be the next scene. So this starts off by wide shot, zooming in. We got our wide shot. It's basically one picture, nothing really moves. But the cool thing that I want to try to do is that you can see this scene as it moves in, everything just zooms in. This one, I want to zoom in the background first. So actually the foreground first. I want to do them separate. So we go to our point, go to the transport, we make a keyframe, which are what these are. Use the controls, we'll do a zoom in gradual, which it's the foreground, so it'll be a little bit... Actually, no, we don't do that yet. We make a keyframe, and then we advance, go in, and then we do our movement. That will animate our scene. And then when we play it back, you notice it zooms in. You might have to like focus, but it zooms in. There was an update recently with this program, so this is how we see all the keyframes now. It is interesting. If I want it to be faster, I can move these here. I do apologize, this isn't really a tutorial stream, I'm just working. And then answering any questions, maybe. It might need to be this way. And I would like to reuse the audio. So let's unlink that, and we'll use this somewhat of a reference. It might sound weird since I already have background music, so. That's where the sound effect starts. Yep, that's on cue. Yep, right there. And then right there, that's when the scene changes. So, move that, zoom that in a little bit more. There we go. Faster zoom. Mute that. Now what I can do is, we're not going to use this background, so drag you. We will go to the background now, create a keyframe in the same area where that ends. We'll create a new keyframe and then zoom in. But we won't zoom in as much and as fast. So then hopefully it gives just that little bit of dimension. Let's hide this because I can't see. There we go. It might be hard to see on stream, especially because it's so small. But in the finished product, you can notice how the foreground elements move at a different speed as the background, and it gives the illusion of depth. OBS just disconnected. Oh, cool! Probably doesn't like me running a heavy program with another heavy program. Yeah. We can get rid of you, we can get rid of you. It cuts to the next scene is here. Holy zoom. The key represents as the motherboard, pretty much. Not really the motherboard, I guess, you know, a science fiction version of like a core processor. The core that controls like the technology. And in the original animation, it was revealed like, okay, Fox goes to like the cube, and you know, that's where the cookies are stored. And, you know, that's his favorite snack. aka it's my favorite snack. And that animation was actually made for to celebrate the day of National Cookie Day in 2023. And I had this idea of making a big, epic, serious animation, and then of course the punchline is, you know, real goofy. This one, however, I'm integrating this as the prologue of my adventure, I guess you could say. What are you actually doing? I am editing. Also known... what am I trying to say? I'm saying a lot of big words. I'm editing an animation. I'm animating, but I'm not using an animation software. But that doesn't matter. As long as you can create the illusion of movement with pictures, you're animating. Because I am not gonna pay for a subscription fee. Properly animate. I have no time, I have no patience. And that's not my goal. Long answer, but yeah. This scene, we got the first elements done. We got it. Now, there are some other effects that are in the opening. You know, it zooms in, it has little glitching effects here and there. We'll add those when we get to the effects. Right now, we're just doing, I guess you can say, blocking out everything. And it shows a close-up of Fox running. That means that this pathway is separate. This is the background. This needs to be very big and zoomed in. Use those assets to that. And then I want to create, let's see, as far as we can go that way. Okay. Can we zoom in anymore, please? Okay, but that limits, that's gonna limit, okay. That has a limit. All right, now we got the setup. It's time, I'm sure everyone will appreciate this, it is time to bring in the characters. Gotta find, and I can't tell you how many times, I mean, just watching with the 7 months that my channel has existed, you can notice subtle differences with art style. I think it's more so not character design, it's more art style change. And so, and the art style isn't even changed from my last animation, so I had to remake all the frames. And the idea of how I animate is a mixture of editing and sprite animation. I like the idea of making, you know, different poses when standing, a run cycle, a walk cycle, and then reusing those. Because I cannot create, the idea of creating unique frames for one whole animation drives me insane. People can do it, and that's, you know, arguably, that's a great way to animate. It's very, you can do a lot of stuff with it. For me, I have to work smarter, not harder. So let's go to the media pool. I'm going to create a bin, and I'm going to call this run cycle. And then I'm going to import these 6 frames of Fox. Each one is a run cycle. I have to import them to the media pool first before the timeline, because if I drag and drop multiple pictures on the timeline, it's going to combine them all. But if I drag and drop all of them here, it keeps them separate. Let's see. I need to remember to also make sure I'm gonna lock you so these don't move. Now, there's 1 frame, there's 2 frames, there's 3 frames, you get it, but it's moving very slow. Hola! Are you redoing your old animation to further improve your character's running movement? Yeah, that's kind of the idea. I'm just taking the concept old animation and I'm remaking it with better quality, and I'm also extending it too. So what we're doing is we're working to remake the old scene, and then after that, there's going to be a new part of the animation I'm going to be working on. I also introduced a furry friend of mine to your channel. They weren't really comfortable with you not wanting to be associated with furries because of not safe for work topics. Well, I don't really understand. That's not really the whole reason. I mean, you know, any fandom, any group of people will either have, you know, wholesome content and stuff that they do, and then of course there's, you know, people that it's their choice. That's the type of stuff that they like. For me, I don't associate a fandom just because, oh, this is the weird stuff. But for me personally, I just kind of like making cartoon critter characters, and that's it. I don't feel like I need to be part of a group in order to enjoy that, and that's just me. But I do apologize if I made your friend uncomfortable, and I hope that they are doing okay. Let's see. But I do understand there is like a broader topic to be had about that. I guess when it's I have a more of a professional mindset. And this is just me trying to explain maybe, you know, how I feel on topics. I have more of a professional mindset when it comes to working on things on the internet and sharing stuff. And so I just want to make sure I cover all bases. And it's not to avoid controversy, because, you know, you can be doing the most innocent thing in the world and people still hate you for it. That's not it. It's just that that's my personal feeling. It's like, you know what? I'm just posting stuff online. I don't need to be associated with you know, a group or a fandom. I don't need to get up with the trends or know what's going on. But I do recognize, like, hey, some people just view it as, you know, it's just art. It's people sharing different art forms and being creative. Some people, it's a lifestyle. I personally don't agree with the lifestyle, but, you know, to each his own. And then, okay, the why, there we go. And then, I mean, it's also, the best way I can describe it too is, like, I like Sonic the Hedgehog. And I really like, you know, following all the things and the games and all the events, hearing about all the news. But would I consider myself part of the Sonic fandom? If I make a lot of content based on the character in the franchise, if I make a lot of, like, fan-made works, I wouldn't consider myself part of the fandom, because yes, I'm a fan of it, but I don't have a desire to engage with anyone part of the fandom, or I don't have a desire of being labeled or feel like I need to be part of a group of people who enjoy that. And so I consider myself a casual Sonic fan. That's the same way that I view enjoying, you know, anthropomorphic critters. But, you know, I could be illiterate, I could just be overthinking things, but that's just me. Alright, he's still moving at like 2 frames per second, my gosh. Yeah, you're probably looking too deep, but I wanted to assume that they were, I wanted to assure them that you're a chill dude. You're a casual furry. You know what? I'll confirm nor deny, just as long as it's not hurting anyone. Because I know it all depends on, you know, who you ask. I know a lot of anthro characters that are popular in Japan, and their works, I guess they, some animes and mangas and, you know, characters that, you know, are part of media, they're known as beastmen. And, you know, they're part of a more inclined into the culture and more of like their own entertainment like side thing. But then you ask someone maybe over in a different country or a different area, and it's like, well, no, this is what it's like. Then there's ones where it's like, okay, it's just a character designer. I think that's kind of the whole thing is, I just design characters. I just like animal characters, cartoon characters. Different varieties and shapes. But I guess it's like one extreme to the other. It's like it's either you're a character designer, or if you design a very specific species of characters, you're known as a furry instead of like a toonie, I guess. Or I don't know, maybe that's a thing. Maybe I'm more of a toonie than a furry. But hey, the main thing is that I'm super chill. As long as everyone behaves and everyone is chill and cool with each other, then I'm chill and cool with everyone. I have no place to judge in one's lifestyle, and everyone has free choice and different ways that they view it. I just know what I'm doing. If no one likes that, that's fine. Hope you have a nice day. If people do, that's great. Hopefully that you're able to enjoy things that I do. Okay, now we're going to go to clip attributes. I'm code. No, actually it's duration, that's right. Frames, and then set to 2. And then Control G to mix those together. There we go. Faster frame rate. And the main thing too is, my audience views like, oh, this guy's just a casual furry, then that's fine. If there's a side that argues like, no, he just makes cartoon animals and animations, that's fine too. I'll let the audience decide. I just personally feel like I don't need labels or be a part of a group to enjoy a certain aspect of art that I enjoy. Because hey, when it really comes down to it, it's like, okay, what's the difference? I'd have no desire to associate with people in a venue of a convention, of any fandom. I wouldn't go to like a gaming convention. I'd have no interest of going to like a Sonic Expo or something like that. That's just not me. It's like, okay, well, doesn't change any of my morals. I know what I like. I like PG content. Outside of my work and stuff. That's fine. We're still able to gush around about in characters and think of different characters to make for series and art. Like, oh man, look at these guys' beans. And look how they move. This is the run cycle. I'm a toonie and a furry. There you go. Gotta go faster, 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 faster. With that being said, I would be very interested. Very, very interested in creating a different, a new character soon, a side character. And I've had things in the works, so I think that'd be kind of fun. Doing like a project stream, like, hey, let's try to create a character together. Maybe you guys can have some ideas and what we could do. That's a project for another day, because I've been spending the last 6 years trying to get my character the way I like it. The quickest hedgehog around, the copy and paste run saga. Maybe suggest as we go on. True. Let's see, here. Okay, I gotta get motivated. I gotta lock in. This music's not locking in music. So now we have the feats, the pobs, and all that good stuff. I'm not beating any allegations, shut up. Now we go here. And it's as simple as, let's see, how long is the run cycle in the original animation? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 seconds about. I mean, it doesn't have to be spot on and perfect. You're just having a general vibe. In fact, let's listen to the music. Okay, right there, because I hear the footsteps ending. I'm not going to reuse the audio, I'm going to remake it. But that'll probably be off stream, because I think showing animation is more fun than editing audio. That I need no background music with. I'm going to delete that frame to indicate, okay, that's where I want it to end. This ends this. That ends there. You gotta use Mississippi. We're doing milliseconds then. 10 milliseconds. 10 un-Mississippified seconds. But it still doesn't matter, it's basically just right here. I'm not even using that method. So right there, and here, okay, clicked on the pathway, keyframe you, all the way here. I thought I unmuted the thing, or muted it. Okay, we go there, backspace 1 frame so I can see what we're doing, keyframe it, and then it's the Y. Yes, it's the Y. So... oh, I did it wrong. Darn it. Wait, go back there. Go to this, that keyframe. That's what I like. These arrows, you can jump to like the keyframe, so you know exactly where it's at. I like that. We're on that keyframe because it's red. Go all the way to. Just keep going. I'm clicking, dragging the mouse. Okay, there. Now we go to the end. Boom. Boom. Then we go here. And then now we go over here. How does that look? There we go. Is it moving the right way? Hold on. No, it was right. Wait a minute. No, I did it backwards. Hold up. Hold up, I was right the first time. I was right the first time. Yeah, it needs to go this way. It needs to go left to right. So all we do is just take this keyframe and then drag this all the way, adjust these numbers until you can't anymore. There we go. There we go. Now we got some movement. But now I want this background to move. But I don't want it to move as much because it's very far away. It's a void. So we make a keyframe there. Make a keyframe there. And then we just kind of... that much, maybe? How does that look? There we go. Pathway's moving fast because it's in the foreground. It could be maybe moving a little bit faster, but hey-yo. And the background's moving a little bit slower because it's in the foreground. So far, when it comes to background and camera movement, I use keyframes. The character, I never really use keyframes. Yeah, Chug Films, gotta go. Thanks so much. Cyberfox Moonlock. Very, very fast. Paradox scrolling for backgrounds. Exactly. That's the effect that I think is cool. Alright. Got a lot of progress. We don't need all these frames. We don't need any of them, so I'm just gonna select it and backspace them. The next scene. This is when we're gonna be changing a few things up. You see, if you see a pilot sometimes, and it's like, whoa, the pilot's really cool. And then you look at the episodes, and they may be, okay, it's still cool. But you notice how things may have some corners cut, or it feels more on a budget. Well, it depends on what show you're thinking about, and it depends on how it's managed, because for a long-running show, you gotta make sure you know, do things efficiently. What I'm trying to say is, this scene here, it's a custom scene. You see the box up close, you see how it's a forward, first person perspective, pathways going out. We're not doing that, we're going to 2D. That scene's gonna happen, but it's gonna be 2D. It might be, you know, not as impressive of a composition, but it's what I have to work with. And I kind of want to establish more 2D shots because I want my animations to be like a spray animation, and limiting myself on that plane helps me mentally get things done. But then also, the coolest thing is that and I've seen it before with other sprite animations, is they're animated just like a sprite animation, 2D. But then there's those really impressive shots where they do different angles and impressive effects. It's like, whoa, that's cool. And they're very reserved for big scenes. And that's what makes them more impressive. Like, whoa, you spent more time for this scene because it looks cool. That's where I'm trying to get at. Everything else, work with a system, a grid, and certain scenes will then... What is the pathway doing there? What the heck? Okay. It's an overexplanation of... I'm not gonna do a fancy scene. Now we have this scene where those little dudes come into play. Now let's talk about what those dudes are once I import them. Right now I want to get the scene set up. Take you, pathway room. Probably right there. I also just realized that this background and this background are the same. They're the same size and everything. Realistically, it should be closer. What I have to do is I have to go to this keyframe, unselect it, go to this keyframe, unselect it. And now what I have to do is I have to now zoom in and make it look closer. And then we make a keyframe. Then we go to the end of the scene. Right there. Make another keyframe. Position pull there. We have a wide shot. It's closer because it is a zoomed up shot. And then it's fire. I don't know what the pathway is keyed on. Where's the... Oh, it's part of this pathway. Okay. Get rid of you. We have to... We have to re-import it so it's not tied to any keyframes. Got it. That was my mistake. What you think about Battle Network so far? Oh, Mega Man Battle Network? I just beat Torchman. And just like how I play Pokemon, I'm not the smartest. And I would love to stream Battle Network. But it's a game that I'm really enjoying and I'm very slow at. And it has some things that I'm getting used to. I feel like the random encounters are lit. I think that's the only repetitive part that I'm thinking of, I feel, so far. And the backtracking, some of the levels are heavy backtracking, but everything else, like the battle system, how fast it is, and snappy, it's not turn-based. That's what I really like in an RPG. I like an RPG that's not turn-based. And that's why Pokemon Legends ZA appeals to me. Speaking of Pokemon, I do have other things I would like to discuss too, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. I have to still play another session of it and continue on my journey. But so far it seems pretty good. It's fast and snappy so far, which I'm liking. And I know there's a lot more I have to learn too. Yeah, that's there. Okay. Now we can add the next characters. Let me just find them. So I have, let's see. I have 3 names. Well, actually, 2 names for these guys. I have them in a folder called Common Enemy Type. Like, these are the most common enemy types. These guys right here. I also was thinking about calling them, Cyber Biters. Not sure if that's a cool name. But it is very, what is it? It's very, developing process. Let's see, where's the original? Where is the original? There we go. It's an animation error right there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I can't live with myself. These guys. Okay. So, horrible angle at these. It's hard to make up a character and then having to draw them all in one day. Because I knew I didn't want the design to be finalized like this, but it was very close. Yeah. I'm very happy with the finalized design, a little more streamlined. The idea is I like the head being angled for more of a reptile look. Also, to look like card jumper cables. And then, of course, they have like a little tail with a plug. It's a standard socket plug, but it can be used for any port. In fact, that'd be kind of a cool thing. They are supposed to be like an enemy, so like their tail shape can change to like a USB port or a USB-C, depending on what kind of data they want to try to bite into. So these are the common enemies. Let's see. Flip you here. I feel like the pathway needs to be a little bit bigger. It looks narrow. Since it is establishing shot, we can make this a little bit bigger and then make you bigger too. There we go. Maybe here? There we go. So I forgot what I wanted to do. Did I want 3 again, or did I want 2? I might place 2 in the scene, so it's not too crowded. Control V. And then we'll just make you smaller and then up to hopefully perceive that you're in the back. And then move you down here. That might work. Getting a Mario and Luigi RPG vibes. So good. That's exactly what I want. And then just like the original animation, they're gonna teleport in, which I believe is what I have is an already existing effect. I was debating if I wanted to do like a custom effect or not. I might just stick to the stock effects that I have on hand because I like the idea of, as far as characters and some specific locations and items, I will draw and create. But since things are in cyberspace, clashing elements and styles can exist. That is an in-universe example of I'm going to import not that one. This one? Nope, not that one. There we go. There we go. This one. Boom. And then we rotate. And then we do this. Too close. It might be too close. Hold up. Oh, I have the keyframes open. That's why my face is. Hold. Control Y, is it? No, it's not that. Oh, what's... Okay, I'm just gonna do it this way then. Nope. Me trying to use keyboard shortcuts. There we go. It's crooked. Why the heck is it crooked? Oh gosh. Oh, it's because I have multiple things. That, and then copy you. You go here. You want the effects staggered. This has to be here. It might be, push it down maybe. Maybe that would help. There we go. We got little guys. We got little dudes. Nice animation. Well, thanks so much. Robot? Exactly. Well, they're like a little viruses. Little robot virus dudes. Alright, Zane the man, thanks for joining. Can't wait to see the final. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for stopping on by. I love the idea of Prootbuzz speaking ESA alarms. There we go. It's their native language. Okay. And then just like the other animation, they spawn in. And they look all happy and good and nice. But, they look very marketable too. Just saying. We're gonna copy this frame. Go to the new frame, right click, paste attributes. And they did an update with this program where by default, the zoom, scale X, and Y, scale Y are already checkmarked. It's useful. That was never a default option. Now it is. So now I don't have to apply, and it's already done. I don't have to check them myself for every single thing. I love this program. I don't even think I mentioned what program I'm using. I'm using DaVinci Resolve. It's an editing software. It's amazing. I would recommend the full version. Let's see. Then we have to copy you. Actually, here. We're gonna copy this guy. It's gonna overwrite it. That's fine. Go here. Copy you. Paste attributes. There we go. So they spawn in, a little happy, and then rar. Rar XD. I think they need some time to kind of establish themselves. So extend these frames out. There we go. And then rar. Oh, so scaly. They are very adorable though. What will they do? How will they attack? Shoot plain lasers like goobers? Well, they are called cyber biters. Name in progress. I'm sure there will be some silly little term invented. So they will eat data with their, jaws. That's how they attack. They can attack and bite individuals. Their tails can convert to different port types, like USB-C, average standalone plug, a European outlet for these guys who invade European computers. And they're known to just eat data and corrupt files. They're basically the Goomba of the series. And now that I said that, I didn't intend like the arm and handless enemy and just the feet like the Goombas. They really are just the Goombas of the series. But they're the common enemies, so nothing too crazy. However, get one powerful enough, they might evolve into a different form. I might be able to shoot lasers, who knows? Then we have this, rar. But look at this, you might say. This looks janky. Why would you go from one action shot to another? You can clearly see the difference in the photo. The head is down a little bit more. Their jaws open. What's going on? Why does it look so ugly? Calm down. It's all good. We're gonna do my favorite thing. And why I love animating like this. we're going to go to the transition. And then on my keyboard, I'm just pressing like the left and right arrows. So 1, 2, 2 frames. I'm gonna splice it. I'm gonna go here. 1 in the middle so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to select this. Go to the top. You ready? You ready? You ready? I'm gonna squish him. Just ever so slightly, not too much. You do wanna give him head pats. You know, he looks like a good boy. So you wanna squish him. Move him down ever so slightly. There. And then what do? Pay attention to this guy. Boom. Did you see it? Did you see it? Yeah, boom. It looked like he moved. So now what we're gonna do is 2 options. We can copy and paste this to one of this frame, or to make things unique, we'll go 1, 2. That indicates 2 frames per second. We go there, go there. We're now going to extend. Make him a little bit taller. Go there, and now we have 2 frames where it's like he squishes, he stretches, and then he goes back to his normal form. Ever so slightly. Not too much, not too little. It can be distracting. And if we did this right, look at that. Look at that. We animated. The one in front of him, that's before any animation. It's just that simple. 2 frames. 2 frames. That's all it takes. And you can notice little tiny details, like, okay, it looks like his feet do hop. I think it's what? That looks even. It might be, yeah, it's that one. It doesn't seem like it's on the same plane as everything else. So we can try to move him down just ever so slightly. Make him even. There's probably more professional ways of doing that. Just do some minor attachments. Boom. And you might be thinking, well, this guy's a robot dude. He's made out of metal. He shouldn't squash and stretch like a rubber hose animation. Well, guess what? This is cyberspace, baby. This is an animation. More importantly, it's whatever you want to do. More frames in the gross glide. Head of a protogen, body of a Goomba. Certified Prootba. It's like what the Koopas sing in the Mario games, like Prootba. Prootba. I like it. I approve. If I find a burger tank in this place, I'm gonna be a one-man cheeseburger apocalypse. I miss Burger Tank. What is Burger Tank? Is that like one of those old Diner Dash games? If so, that'd be kind of a fun parody animation. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to do what we did with this little guy, we gotta do with this. So, boom. I want them synchronized, so kind of go here, squish. And I don't really be perfect, just like how I use my grammar right there. I just kind of go off of vibes. It's like Bob Ross. Oh, look at them. Oh, they're so good. Look at, they're so happy. you know, rub it, very cute, very nice. And you're like, nah. They want your data. Is it as cool and is it as cool and impactful as the original? I mean, we have 2 compared to the 3 that were in the original. Yeah, this cool dynamic shot. It seems like they're blocking the pathway here. Makes sense. Kind of shows that Fox is a character that won't give up so easily when it comes to a challenge. Me on the other hand, in real life, I feel like, okay, I can't do it. So just because you have a Sona that represents you online doesn't mean that you can try to aspire to be the type of Sona you portray. Yes, it could be a first Sona too. And the crowd goes wild! This looks cool, I admit. That's awesome. Love it. Me back then in the past would have loved, would have been able to do it. He was so cool. But now, we got this. Establishing shot. I love their designs though. Little stompers. Nice and streamlined. Got the little shininess to them. The head definitely looks more, car cable. Or battery jumper like. And they're enemies, and they're the common enemies, so I just copy and paste and like, whoa! They're everywhere. Do they double as a toaster? I don't know. I mean, they eat the cookies from web browsers. If you have a virtual toast, maybe. You know what? Yeah, just put 2 slots right here. Hit the eyes. The ultimate, and they walk too. The walking toaster. I would like the idea, like, okay, these guys are the bad guys, they're the viruses. But I'm sure there could be variants made of them. Like, of course there can be variants. They're the common enemy. So, just like common enemies in video games, you have the common enemy that's easy, low HP. Then you have, like, the one that's wearing a funny little hat, and has 5 times more HP. And then you have the elemental types. You have a fire one, you have an ice one. Cool. I would like to think there could be a variety of this guy that isn't a virus and is like a helper. And it all depends on... What would be the backstory, actually? These are just, supposed to represent viruses. And of course they're made by someone. But sometimes, since it's supposed to be a science fiction, fantasy, cyberspace, it could just be a byproduct of the natural way of things, natural cycle of things. Even though there's nothing natural about cyberspace and technology, but you know what I mean. They could just be their own entity of leftover data and stuff and materialize themselves. Oh, but I do think of my animations and my world and my characters very heavily video gamey. That'd be a cool gimmick where you capture one of these guys and then you can purify it. Kind of like Shadow Pokemon with Pokemon Go. You can purify it and then it can become a helper. And then maybe users are able to find one of these guys and purify it, and they can customize it and recode it. Customize it. Give it a bow tie. Add some attachments. Install a toaster for a head. There you go. There's some ideas. But I do also have a character, or, you know, a character type that I am working on, and I like it to be a community character, if that makes sense. I like the idea of creating a character and then it could be used by anyone. So I have some ideas, but I'm definitely in the process of thinking of something like that. Okay, let's see what we got so far. How long has this stream's been going on? An hour so far? And for an hour and chatting at the same time, I think pretty good so far. Okay, opening scene. Zooms in. Who's that? And then establishing that the enemies. Right. And then I think I'm going to, what's the audio look like? Okay, so that's not synced up at all. That's fine, however. I want it to be close to the original runtime, but there's going to be some changes, especially coming up, because the next sequence, well, it's going to be a run sequence, and, well, after the run sequence, then it's going to be totally different. I know there's a third teleport, but, you know. There we go. Darn Pootbuzz and fire, ice, spark, air, rock, poison, bomb, etc. There you go. Darn Pootbuzz inflating the prices of RAM. They're the reason. These are the guys that make you think you have to get a new computer. These are the guys that virus protection software will be like, hey, run a diagnostic on your computer. We detected some things going on. You have a bunch of Pootbuzz in your software right now, in your system. Would you like to get rid of them? That'll be $85. Even though you're paying for the subscription service before. So in this reality, this fantasy world, you would just take your virtual avatar and then just do some good old virus busting. However you want. You can do it Battle Network style. You could do it Pokemon style. You could do it open world style, Monster Hunter style. Who knows? I don't know what the gameplay loop of Monster Hunter is, but that's like the only other, I guess, RPG I can think of on the top of my head. What attacks do they have? Very basic bite. Biting the user, trying to eat data. And then I guess I'm not sure if if it would make sense, but I guess it would look cool. Like, imagine their tail, they would plug into the battlefield, or the ground. It acts as a ground wire, and they can then collect data from, you know, like the airwaves, and then do an EMP blast, or maybe like electrical pulse. It could be something. Oh, and since they're common, like if you get a bunch of them together, they can all work together. They'll pull off a combo attack. Like, okay, you have maybe 3 Pootbuzz in an area. and they can all connect to each other and do a bigger attack, like a bigger electrical wave attack. But then you have to try to take out one to lower their defenses, or so they're not as powerful. These guys are also inspired by the Mets in Mega Man. Those guys don't really attack. Of course, they're a helmet. They have a helmet, so they just defend. But almost kind of the same concept-wise as First Enemy. And so, fitting in this animation, they're one of the first enemies that are shown. Okay, so right there, that's where the footsteps start again. Because you want enough time for the audience to see what the heck is going on. Why did I click on this video? What's going on? Why is there a furry fox on the screen? What is he doing in this world? What are these little guys? Why is there awesome Mega Man music playing in the background? Those are the questions you gotta have the audience keep guessing. There we go. Hacker alert, release the Proot Buzz. That's creative. That also makes them powerful than how they look. Exactly. Oh yeah. Now that you mention that, that's actually a good way to think about it. A weak enemy, but you get enough together and they're actually more powerful. It's one of those enemies where it's like, oh look, it's only a Prootba. The Prootba. Nothing. It's easy. Just use like your default attack, low level attack. You get 5 of them together. It's like, oh gosh. And maybe if this was an actual game, it would be funny if there's a certain number of them together, and they can perform an attack only in that amount of number, and so maybe the animation that plays when you encounter them is not one by one, but like, you know, kind of one by one they appear on the screen. And it's like, okay, there's 1, okay, there's 2, 3, okay, that's manageable. There's 4, okay, 5, okay, there's 6. Oh no, it keeps going up, and then it's when it reaches, I don't know, maybe like 10. It's like, oh, they can do a really powerful attack. That's when you can fear them. Man, I wish I could develop a game. But I like animating the idea anyway. The Prootba pack. Let's see. Got that. We got that. Now it's basically gonna be this scene again. But this time it's gonna be not as not as close. So then we'll downsize you. I'm gonna copy all of these, paste them there. Move you here. How does that look? Okay, that's pretty centered. Maybe a little bit smaller. There we go. Cool. And then that's not really to scale. We want the pathway a lot bigger. Because the Proot Buzz are kind of the same size as an average user, if not a tad smaller. Like, okay, Foxy's pretty, you know, average height, I guess you'd say 4 feet. 4.5. Did I say 4.5? I meant like, yeah, 4.5 to like 5 feet. I don't know. I gotta consult my reference sheet. I forgot what I put down on there. I actually want to remake it coming up since I've changed art style. I have more details. That's a project for another day. There we go. Let's... Because compared to a Prutba, that's pretty, yeah, that's pretty average. Prutba is probably like what? Maybe 3 feet? You know, they're not as, they're short compared to a normal height protagonist, but about the same height as Sonic the Hedgehog, and you can make quick work of them. Cuts there. He's running. Very cool. Gotta do the same thing with the pathway, so we make a keyframe. Here. Oh, I was listening to the audio. Hang on. Okay, that's where it ends. Pretty much where it does the little zzz. And that's where it cuts right there. So, and you let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from there to there, copy and extend, extend, extend. Boom. And then boom. And then ready, and then ready, and then ready, and boom. Good evening, J Projects 9693. Welcome to the stream. By the way, not sure if you saw my previous message, but what was the fresh start about? What fresh start? Canonically, I have no idea about what this fresh start is. Anyone else? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know. We're all about having creative ideas. However, some ideas may not be creative. They might just be stupid. And so, when you start an idea, and you overthink an idea, you may not be happy with the ideas that you have. And you feel like nothing has value. And then you devalue your own work. And you may feel like things need to be placed somewhere else. And then you sleep it off. And then you feel like, wait, I think I can still do the things that I like to do. And then here we are. Enough about being cryptic. It was a stupid idea. Nothing wrong or anything. It was an idea that I had. And honestly, chat, I'm gonna be honest, and this is how honest I try to be. I have no idea what I was kind of doing. I had an idea about wanting things to be streamlined. But then you realize half the people really don't care how things are done. They just sometimes, especially when it doesn't happen all the time, but when you get a really good audience, and it's like, okay, we're here just to see like the funny little guy on screen. It's like, okay, that's what I want to do. So I just focus on that. Okay. Okay, that's where he boosts off. The problem... Okay, I'm gonna try it. The problem with this program... There's one problem. These are PNGs. Really cool. Really awesome. Really fantastic. These are all individual. So I'm gonna right-click, new compound clip. A compound clip will create it into one single file. Really cool. In the original animation, there's this effect that Cyber gets whenever he uses his abilities. One of Cyber's abilities is very basic, but, you know, useful. When he is charged, he is able to do a Cyber Dash for a short burst, and it is used to either clear amount of ground or can be used as a boost to clear enemies. Kind of like Sonic's boost, but he can't boost as long as Sonic. It's like a quick boom, zip, and that's it. Let's see. You see here, he starts glowing, and then boom. I made the old animation with a different program. I made that animation in Sony Vegas. Same abilities and techniques that I'm using now. But it was in Sony Vegas. Now we're using DaVinci Resolve, and DaVinci has a lot more cooler stuff. I don't have to pay to update my program when I pay once. But one thing I feel like it kind of fails to do, and I tried looking it up, I want to apply effect to this guy. But it's a PNG sequence, so instead of changing, you know, what's just the PNG, unless, I don't know, unless the, does the compound, does that not make it a PNG anymore? Anyway, I want him to be a little more turquoise. Kind of like, maybe like that. There we go, there we go, there we go. Brightness, I want to bump up, but this is the problem I get with the brightness. It doesn't brighten up the frame. It brightens up the whole border of said frame. And when I go back to edit, the whole scene is like that. I do not want that. Why did it get rid of the compound clip? Oh, well, it's good that it got rid of the compound clip, so. So yeah. If I do it with an individual frame, okay, we want to apply effects to this frame. Go to the Fusion page. Go to this. We still do the brightness, even if it's just one single frame, it's still gonna do that brightness on the whole border. That's not what I want to do. So unfortunately, for fancy effects like that, I think there's a way to do it with the color page. But look at this, man. What the heck is this? Do I look like I have time to learn all this? Well, eventually I do want to learn all of it, and it's probably something that I have to do, but you have to create a node, and you have to make sure that your output media is the same, and I'm not in the mood to learn right now, but I will learn that eventually. So, what we're gonna do is, let's see. Come on. My brain just went blank. Oh, so what I had to do is I had to, the effect that I wanted, the running effect. I just simply made that effect with my art program. And so what I can do is I can go here, go to every single frame, lock those, go duration, frames, 2, boom, Control G. We go copy you, this, from here, shift, copy, and then paste attributes. My brain's shutting down, oh no. Let's see, paste attributes, boom. Nope, that's not what I do. Copy these now. 1 minute use normal, and then boom, super powered. What we can do now is do that. Nope. There. Just made what I mean. What the what? Good morning, welcome. Well, good morning to you. It's actually good night for me. But if it's a good morning to you, then I hope it is a good morning. We do that, and then we make a compound clip. And then I believe we just add a transition. Ah, I see. It's gotta, okay. Nope, okay. Interesting. Synced. Why is it not synced? Even though, do I have to copy you and then paste the attributes to you? No, because according to you, that's synced. I have to eyeball it? Because yeah, if I copied the attributes, it should have been layered perfectly on top of each other. Oh, not zoom. Do I... Oh, that's why it's not synced? Wait a minute, no, they're 2 different frames. Hold on. It's actually... There we go. That... And then the compound clip, and then the transition, And then there we go. A little janky. A little janky in places. Like, what is that? Hold up. Are the frames not matched? What? What happened? I thought they were synced. Wait, does the compound clip mess it up? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, what is... Okay, yeah, you're there. These should all be synced. Those are all synced. All good. We create the compound clip. Now it's synced. Transition. On music cue, we've done it. Let's go. He is now turquoise. I just messed everything up. Wait, why did I move it? I'm such an idiot. It's like we did it. Let me move it. Wait. Turn the music down. That's way too high. Hopefully the music's not too loud for you guys. Please let me know if it is. I think I got it. Okay, that's good. Sync it up there. Perfect. It's a whisper, don't even worry. I think it was just loud on my end. There we go. Cool. He's turquoise. And then this is where he dashes off. All that work, and it probably only lasts like 2 seconds. Then all of these, so it doesn't lag anything, we'll do that. Okay. No scarf? Well, to tell you the truth, yeah, no scarf. In fact, the file I'm working with, specifically, CyberFox frames, no scarf. And there's a reason for that. No, I'll not elaborate any further. Wait. Where'd my file go? Oh. Okay. Boom. There we go. All right. But you know what that means? I have to edit every single one of these frames in my drawing app with a scarf in the future. I will be reusing all these frames, but I just have to add the scarf. Please don't lose the file. Yeah, we got the file, don't worry. Let's see. So this is where he zips off. Now, I wasn't able to get a frame that I wanted. However, I think what I'm gonna do, probably this one. Right. Copy you. Paste attributes. And then we gotta make them long. This way. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna put that aside because the way I originally did it is I just simply used an effect. Let's see. On effects. Which? No, it's electric I use. Ooh, I could maybe reuse this. What if I reuse this? It's an electric beam that I made for a different project. I could use this. I mean, yeah, it's the electric beam that I used for this. I made for this project. And then we just change it to more of a turquoise color. Like that. Perfect. Okay, get rid of you. We don't need you anymore. We got that. Maybe do something like this. It'll be the transition right there. This I kind of want to morph into the effect here. Raise that up. And I think it only basically lasts. Well, let's flip it just to give that little bit of animation effect. And then 1, 2. How does that look? It looks like he books it. Maybe... No, not that. I think it's right here. It's... just playing around with different things. And this is the point that I really don't know what I'm doing. No, I kind of want him. Yeah, he has to be squished more. Squished more. Ah, we lost it. Don't to worry. There we go. Nope. There we go. Got it. Boom. Cool. We're gonna add more effects, more lightning. You're not gonna notice if it looks janky. So he charges, and then boom. Is he running backwards? Wait a minute. Boom. Then he steps, and then forward. Nope, he's running the right way. Zoom. Maybe... Hold up. I feel like the transition needs to be a little... There we go. There we go. Send that a little bit. Or like this. There we go. Cool. Awesome. I like that. Oh wait, it's going at a down angle and then it's up. I think that's what's throwing it off. So if we angle this down, let's see. We did it. We did it. I think, however, this lasts for too many frames. Boom. There we go. It's 1 frame per second. That's how you get a fast motion. That was smooth. Well, thank you. Hope it does look pretty smooth. That's the idea. All right. Let's... Background music ended. Cool. Let's... Where'd it go? This is the original animation. So it goes zooms in. We see someone running. And we have the poot buzz. There we go. Teleport in. They're angry. We have Cyber here. He's charging up. I'll add all the little lightning effects later. Okay. Oh, that's it. That's what it's missing. That's what it's missing. I was like, okay, it looks cool, but why does it feel like it's a slow run and a Okay, he speeds up. That's what's happening. From this one, it's just okay. He's charging, and then boom. Nah, that's not what I want. What I want. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There to there, we copy you. Right. And then boom, 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 and then boom again. I think what we have to do is make that a compound clip. And then we have to enable the speed change. I believe the higher the number, the faster it goes. Yeah. So since if we're not give anyone a headache. Disable you. Man, it's kind of, it was a lot more easier to get this effect with Sony Vegas. Okay. Now this, extend this all the way. Do I have to match the speed? Like what, 70? 72, 70. Two. There we go. Okay, so they're on the same frequency. Maybe. Jogging side by side. That's 172. That's 172. Those are the same exact speeds. Syncing up. Okay, they're not syncing up for some. Why? I have to have you side by side? Is that why? But no, it seems like you're simply bigger. No. Oh wait, no, that's why it's not. Ah. What's the redo button? Hang on. I think I have it written down somewhere. Okay, not gonna do that. Okay. 172. Boom. That. There we go. Now it's synced. No, it's not synced. Okay, that's synced. I get certain frames synced. That's 172. That's 172. Is the 8? No, that's duration. You have to be the same duration in order to... Okay, so what if we do this, cut you, okay, now these guys are the same, but they're not. Hold up. Hold the phone. Is because there's a transition. That might be the reason. And what I need is he starts speeding up here and then transitions to that. So that. Why is that different? So that's synced, that's synced, that's synced, that's... Why is that one not synced? Why is that frame not synced? Is an error on my end that I copy and paste in the wrong order? Let's see. Yeah, You know what? This is what we're gonna do. Get rid of all our progress. Boom. Out of the window. We import these frames. We're going to change the duration to 1. Those are locked, those are locked. Lock you, wait no. Unlock you. Just get rid of these spaces manually. I don't want to mess anything up. Okay. Copy those. Paste, 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 paste. Why is it doing that? Wait a minute. What? I'm sorry? Yeah, wait a minute. That's smaller. Copy. And then... Oh, because that's the compound clip I imported. Got it. That's... Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah. Now, we paste, paste, paste. Paste, 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 paste. All those. Do all of that. Now he's moving. Now he's booking it. Okay. We do the same exact thing with the powered up version. But I want him to be on this track. Oh, it's locked, that's why. Unlock you. Put you there. Boom. Boom. Change duration. Frames. We doing 2? No, we're not doing 2. Actually, doing 1 frame. 1 is less than 2. Therefore, 1 is faster than 2 because you only say 1 and they have to say 2. There's probably a millisecond difference in saying 1 pin 2. You can just paste all this like crazy. It's all you do, right? Perfect. Now they should be synced. Yep, we're not seeing any overlay. We take this compound clip, power run. That's not what I have caps. Box power run. Create this compound clip. Box fast run. Rate you. Rate you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All we have to do is, I would say, probably... Oh, we gotta copy the area. So if we paste... Hopefully I did this right. Yeah. You do that. Oh, you paste attributes there. Cool. Amazing. They're still synced. All we have to do is from here, transition, or fade. Ladies and gentlemen, what? We did it. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. We have done it. I think not as long there. Let's see. What's the last frame? That's running. Okay. There. From there. Oh. There. There. Copy. Paste. He goes fast, he warms up, and then he zooms. Cool. I think that works. I think that works. Boom. I might have to do some little adjustments, because the original has an end pack that I was able to get, and I'm happy with it. I'm gonna have to watch it side by side, but I do want to move on. The background looks like the dreamy summon woods from Mario and Luigi Dream Team. Oh yeah, you're right. I think I'm starting to see why more why DaVinci Resolve is loved so much. I love it. I mean, it's got a clean interface. There's so many tools. I'm using the basics. There's so much that I still need to learn with it. In fact, I've seen a video like how they actually made an animation in this program, and I think since then they've added more tools to create animations. Like, it's not tools that they advertise. Oh, you can make animations with DaVinci Resolve, but there's a lot more tools that allow you to get that effect. I mean, the basics is that I forgot how to do it, but you can take an asset and then some tool you can hit record and then move it with your mouse, like woo 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 woo, and it can track the movement that you make with your mouse, and it will apply it to that object. That is a useful instance of AI. The only good instance of an AI tool. And they don't have AI generation tools in this, so it gets my approval. The music from Dreamy Summon Woods is so good. I have to listen to the soundtrack again. I'll find playlists of, like Nintendo music to chill to or study to. And I know some music will be like, oh, this sounds like it's from Mario and Luigi. I'll have to listen to the soundtrack again. I do like the soundtrack from those games. Now we simply... Oh, so this is the challenge. What we have to do is from this frame to this frame. Let's see if I can do it in one shot. Nope, not the size. We want to... Nope, not the size. Oh, not the size. Here we go. Do that. How does that look? It could be a little bit... Let's see. Let's move... No. Move a little bit more. And then from there to here, it's going to be moved a lot. Like, probably to the end. So that's where it speeds up. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, running, and then boom. Ah, but I want it to trail off too. Okay, what we do, because we ran out of the set, all we do is we simply backtrack. As far as we can. Add a keyframe, and then we go to the end, and then we just go fast. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see. Cool, running, and he speeds up, and then boom! Okay, not as bad as a transition than I thought. Is that the eShop music I hear? I think so. Playlist I'm using, yep, January 2015, Nintendo eShop music. Spot on. I love Nintendo menu music from like DS and Wii. Some people might not know this, but I really do like video game music. Yay, he speeds up, boom! I want to tweak this a lot. Not a lot, I want to tweak it some more. However, we don't have time. I just want to at least get the rough draft done. So, I think there's only one more scene I want to tackle. Let's see, we'll go back to you, we get the path. Because in the original animation, it's like a impact frame. Yeah, impact frame, that's what we're gonna do. And to do an impact frame, well first I want to set up the scene. Let's take, we're gonna go back to the Goombas, or the Proto-Bas, or Proot-Bas. Others. Character sprites, common enemy types. Okay. These guys are gonna go flying. Be bigger. This. Okay, that's there. That's cool. I want it to be a wide shot. We want to see all the action, basically. Shrink you down. These are guys over there. I have damage hit frames, basically. There we go. That, and then that. And then Cyberfox. He is going to look so cool because the frame I'm going to use, this one? Yeah, this one. Expose. Cool. All right. So let's reference the old animation. We have the wide shot, of course, we all know that. The Pooch Buzz come into play. They have red eyes, so it means that they're enemies. Their Foxy is charging. It's faster. And then does the attack. That's where we're at now. The boom. Cool. The impact frame, and then the aftermath. Cool. Man, I wish I was cool as Cyberfox. Needs to be a little smaller. Nope, not that guy. Cyberfox. Shrink him down. Go. We'll edit. There. And then, of course, with slower movements, it's just basically keyframing. Keyframe that. Go along some ways. Rotate and a little movement. There we go. There's that little bit of motion. You see him? Whoa! He's flying. Okay. And then what we do is from there, this guy, same thing. Keyframe. Go some distance away. I think I want him facing the other way. Hold on. We're not going to keyframe him just yet. We're actually going to flip him. Because that makes more sense. The impact is coming from left to right, so he needs to be flying this way. Maybe it's something like that. There we go. And then we go to the front. Then we keyframe. Go some ways. And maybe more up. Boom. This guy, however, I think his path needs to be a little bit. Oh, I think I got rid of his boom, boom, impact, delay with that. Delay. Sir, why are you delaying? There we go. I feel like when it comes to these streams, more so to look for niche references than the streams itself. What is the original anyway? Oh, the original animation I keep referring to? It's called, it's on the channel. It's called Cyberfox Concept Animation. And it's an animation that I made in 2023. And it's the concept of, you know, my idea for Cyberfox. What the character's about, kind of, you know, how he interacts and stuff. And, you know, all the things. All the fun. All the things. What we're doing tonight is I'm remaking the animation with, you know, better quality backgrounds, finalized designs. Hopefully my animation skills have improved, or editing skills. And then what we're also doing is the idea is to extend the original animation too. Let's see. These guys, you know, they're flying off. This might be too long. So that. All those. Go. And then quick frame of that. What I want to do is I want all these frames extended a little bit. I want those all snipped. All these snipped. And then we're going to make a compound clip, create that, and that's going to help. So it's going to be black, and then it's going to flash to white. I believe I just have a normal image. Yeah. That only lasts probably a few frames. Put you here. And then is there a filter effect? What's the word? What's the filter? It's the reverse colors. Oh gosh, why can I not think of it? It's inverse. Invert colors. Yeesh. Maybe invert colors. Let's see, invert blue, invert green, invert red, invert blue, invert alpha. Use alpha, invert alpha. Use. It's not what I want. I want black and white, or a it inverts the colors, but it's kind of more abstraction. Maybe it's effects. Digital effects scaling? No, it's not. Contrast. Spell. Invert colors. False colors? Maybe that's what I'm looking for. Heck is all this? Go scale, variable. Oh gosh. I do not know what the... Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for... You know what? Let's go to the Fusion tab. Let's go color contrast. Saturation. Yeah. Something like this. So you know in anime, with an impact frames, it'll kind of be a black and white render of the frame. That'll just kind of flash. Again, that's too much. There we go, contrast heavy. There we go, something like this. And if it's fast enough, okay, it's not fast enough. It needs to show ever so slightly. Ah. Oh gosh. I don't know what I did. Okay, no. That's too much happening. Hmm. 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 So in the original, it's just like a swiping effect, which maybe if I add that in, X. I literally have like a folder, an effects folder called anime. Let's see, green screen. This? No. No. See, that's speed lines. Every editor needs to have that. Puff of smoke. Oh, here's the whoosh. The whoosh. Here we go. This might work. Maybe? Is that the effect that I'm... Let me play it. So we got that. He's running. Speeding up. I need to make that a lot smoother. I think what's kind of happening is it's a direct frame, so maybe... And can I add... Gaussian... Add some Gaussian blur? Not too much. Okay. Maybe it needs to be one frame. Remove the Gaussian blur. One frame. It's not exactly how I'm the flashy blue used, but stored and faded. Maybe that might work. Maybe it's the impact frame. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Maybe. I can feel it. It's almost there. Maybe I'm not, maybe, oh, air? I mean, something simple like that just kind of works too. It's so nice and stream. Can you turn it up? Yeah, I can turn up the music. Didn't want it to be overbearing, but hopefully that much works. Let me know if that's a good volume. The vibe. Hello, Mr. Horse 1S8Z. Welcome to the stream. That does work. Yeah, I think I kind of wanted like the inverted frame effect, but this just might be a lot more I think the only thing is I want this to be a little bit faster. Why can I not remember? Why can I not remember the I can't remember the keyboard shortcut for selecting frames. Would have been a lot faster. Okay, why is... oh. It's gonna lag. There we go, a little bit faster. Ever so slightly. Do you like sea lions? I think sea lions are awesome. Hello, some scatty. Welcome to the stream. Whoa, a fox. Exactly. It's on the screen. Let's see, I think I definitely do like that. Yeah, let's keep it simple. We'll do that. And then what we do is we simply take these guys, stagger the effect. Where is it? Where is it? This one. Go. Raise you there. Add the glitch effect. We'll just use the same one. Shrink that down. And then boom. Copy and paste you. And then this one. Oh, actually, this one is supposed to be here. There we go. One's supposed to be there. That one's supposed to be there. Okay. Then they deactivate. Framing is just a little bit off. Oh, cool. Very cool. I like it. I like it a lot. So it runs, boom. Up in the air. They get deleted. Strikes a cool pose. I have a Fox OC. His name is Vanilla Milkshake. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I love that name. Is his colors kind of like a vanilla type of a milkshake? Is one of those OCs that their design is based off of a dessert? The Vista background looks really nice. I know, that's the vibe I'm going for. I was debating what kind of background I should use. Like, the normal stream background that I use doesn't really go. I want something nice and chill and calm. Blue and green together, green hills. Nice and calm and relaxing. Okay. And with that, we have the final. Let's see, I think. And then it goes down, it goes down. Suppose I extend this here. And then what we do now is I do want one final scene. Now, in using the reference of the original, after when he does the cool pose, we have an ability chip. We have a power-up. He goes from the pose and he looks up. Very cool. Awesome. I want to reanimate this scene. However, we will not be using the ability chip in this remake. Why is that? Wouldn't you like to wouldn't you like to know? Let's see. The Mario Kart Wii music, menu music is awesome. If I can get that same pose. Yeah. So it's quite simple. We don't need the pathway. We just need this background zoomed in. That looks cool. There we go. And there we go. And it should be as simple as adding, let's see, let's bring this frame down to make our life a little more easier. We'll do that, and then just one more frame. Movement frames. There we go. We go. And it's as simple as that. What we do is, you know, he's acting all cool and stuff. Now, everything else we've used keyframes. When it comes to characters and how they move naturally, like if it's flying in something, they can be keyframed, like what we did with the enemies here. However, I want this 1, 2. Wait, 1, 2. Yeah. Where's the rotation on it? Rotation angle. There we go. We rotated that. Get rid of you. Add this. 1, 2. Match the rotation. Oh gosh. Oh, oh man. That, and then 1, 2. Ever so slightly. How's that look? A little slow. 1, 2. Yeah. It looks a little on a... That's the problem with using keyframes sometimes with animation, especially well, you gotta use keyframes with 3D animation, but when they use keyframing for 2D animation, I don't like when it looks like the characters are on a pivot. You can notice the rotation point where they're at. So, to deter that, I'm going to actually just move the position ever so slightly. I'm going to make it a little imperfect. Oh, that's increasing the scale. It's a little... It has that little bit of jump to it. I don't like... Ooh, that little bit of, like, you see the little difference? So let's... Oh, not that much. Oh gosh. There we go. Nope. I think everything needs to be slowed down. I think 2 is too much. Unless we use the art of just ease in and ease out. There we go. There we go. Boom. Then we do something simple. It's just this frame. We just move them across the screen. Maybe stretch them out a little bit. 1, 2. This frame. Do this. Apply the Gaussian blur. One frame, and then there. And what we can also do is we can do something a little bit of cheating. We can use a run cycle frame that has a good tail. Nope, that's not the one that I picked up. That's the composition. Which one has, yeah, this tail is straight. Crease that, and we'll use that as a through point. Because I don't want to make an individual frame. I'll just reuse a frame that looks good. Go back to effects, go back to Gaussian blur. 1. And then... Whoop. Oh gosh. What happened? Stretch it out. So then, boom. Increase by 1 frame, and then look at, he looks up, and then boom. Maybe a little, I mean, that's good. I feel like this frame maybe is not necessary for some reason. Actually does follow through. Maybe it needs to be on 1s instead of 2s. There we go. It's kind of just a blurred mess, but honestly, when you're viewing someone run off from that close, there we go. And ladies and gentlemen, we have got ourselves an animation, and then it's all going to end back where it started. That's right. We copy the beginning, and then we paste it here. We go to the keyframe, we disable the keyframe there. But we want it zoomed in. And then we zoom that in, keyframe it, we zoom this in, Choose a unique area, I guess. There we go. CGP. There we go. Let's choose that area. And then we keyframe U. And then we go to the end. Keyframe. And then move U. And then the way it works, guess what? Well, you really can't see it. Looks all pixelated, but it gradually goes forward. There we go. You're seeing this line? This is the line that Fox was on. Entering his way into the cube. What is he going to find in the cube? Well, then it's going to be a black screen. And then, what's going to happen is... what is your favorite unreleased Windows version, if you know any? I really don't know any. I wish I was knew a lot more about computers that far, but I didn't really know there was unreleased versions. I mean, it makes sense. Everything has an unreleased version when it comes to tech, but I do not know. I've only used... oh gosh, I used Windows... Did I have Windows 7 on my parents' old laptop? But I only used like Movie Maker on it. Windows Movie Maker. Whatever was around 2014, that's what I used. But I didn't really know how to use a computer that well. I started with a Mac. And then my first computer, it was Windows 10. And then now Windows 11. So Windows 10 and 11 are the ones that I kind of know. But maybe I could ask, what is your favorite version that's unreleased? Let's see. Is... Project background. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. You know what's inside the cube? Everyone waiting to find out? Here we go. This is the background I edited for the inside of the cube. So the way it's gonna go is that we can now take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 frames of this. All the way over here. Paste them here. There we go. Copy you, paste you, paste you. Ah, no. Now, what I kind of want done is... I guess, for time's sake, I'll keyframe it. I really don't like the look of keyframing a hand-drawn movement, but... Fox, run, 8. Oh wait, why did I move it? Because that's what he's gonna start on this side, and then an end right there. How does that look? Oh. I forgot to keyframe it. Okay, so that keyframe, and then around here, position. Oh gosh, that's too fast. it doesn't sync up with the movements. So, boom, boom, that's a little too slow. Maybe right there. Maybe? Question mark? Maybe a little bit faster. I think that is where I want it right there. And then gonna do, you know, he's running. I want to capture, you know how with video game characters they kind of have a they have a run cycle, and sometimes they'll have like a stopping cycle as well. Should be easier if I just all size. So I want him to run, and then from here, one, two. It's gonna be fast and slow. So then one. Position a lot, and then 1, 2, and then you just move it a little bit, and then 1, 2, 3, and then a little bit, and then from here just a little bit. There we go. Looks kind of smooth. Bum bum bum. Stop. You're either stuck between Windows Whistle builds or Longhorn, Vista, XP. Oh, were those like the code names for those? That's interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Boom. Alright, he enters. Fox has entered the chat. And then I believe the next frame I want. Nah, that's pasting it. Nope, I want to paste attributes. But did that that copy the no, it didn't. Huh, it didn't copy the frames. Good, because I didn't want it to. Then the same thing before. We go to the center, 1, 2. Let's see. Push them. And then 1, 2. Go center there. And then we stretch. Squeeze up a little bit. That's not. I think right there. There we go. Awesome. Cool. Woo. All right. And that's what we did. We went from a run cycle, sliding, and he's like, okay, I'm here. He wants to see the animation up closer. I might... It seems like it's very far away. But might zoom in on the whole scene, but now what I want him to do it's kind of random, but do you like verplex? I don't really know what verplex is, honestly. Seem like you would. I don't know, it depends on what it is. Yeah, I never really heard of verplex before. I think you like the Whistler's version more. I do like the old XP slash Vista vibes and the old aesthetic. Verplex. Oh, he's he makes music. Yeah, I'll check him out. I like channels that make music. Yeah, I'll write a note. Quick. Right. Wrote that down. I'll have to check them out later. See what kind of music's made. Anyone who makes good bops is... I wish I kind of knew how to make music. Especially, I can carry a rhythm and a tune. I can memorize the beat and instruments of a whole song. I have a hard time remembering lyrics, but, you know, the whole music end, it's like, oh yeah, this is where the guitar riff goes in, and this is where it goes up and down, but I don't know anything about notes or anything. Oh well. Maybe in the future. His music site is more on Spotify, I think. Okay. I don't have a Spotify account anymore. But maybe I'll look into see what platforms here. Because usually I know creators will have like some sort of like info card where they link all their accounts and such, so I'll do some investigation. Okay, so then I want him to kind of do the same thing. Do I have the last frame? Is the last frame I'm looking for? Yeah. Right here. So 1, 2, we're doing the same thing of transitions. When I say I animate, this is basically it. You just snip it, you squish it, bring it down a little bit. 1, 2. Oh, actually, I forgot to paste attributes. Boom. And then stretch it. He's looking up now. I don't think I have the exact frame for the reaction that I'm looking for. Unless... that it? Okay, that's the jump. I want... maybe I have to edit another frame. Maybe that. Okay, maybe I have to add some more frames in the future. But now he's gonna look up. And let's see. Alright. I'm gonna pause the music. I'm going to Look at that. We spent, what, 2 hours? Almost 3 hours on this. Mind you, chatting, vibing, all that. 3 hours. And we got a minute of animation. We got 1 minute of animation. Let's go! Alright. Everyone sit back, relax. Let's see. Well, first, I think what I'm going to do. Let's watch the original. Well, you know what? Here. Let's watch the original with music. And what better way to do that than just watch it on YouTube? Okay. So this changed. This scene has changed. Of course, this is the first perspective, and there's 3, and now we have 2. But same idea. This section, I'm really happy with the transition. I know I want to tighten it up with the new animation. At that. Now in this, the old one, I have these power-ups that I show off. Hammer, cool transition. That spinning animation was a pain, because I had to learn that I had to make everything a smear frame. It didn't have to be perfect, but you still have to maintain the shape, the identity of the object. And this is just one final frame. Pans to the cookies. Now this section is not going to be in the original. But it goes down, and then woo! Cookie time. Love it. That was the whole premise. And since it is like a concept animation, it proves, okay, I want action, I want adventure, sci-fi elements, all these power-ups and cool. But no, it's it's all cool. Okay, final thing. The last thing is to now watch what we remade. Oh, I forgot to enable the audio. Yeah, that track is on mute. Oh, it's unlocked. That's right. Okay, yeah, that needs to be tweaked, I feel. I think it's just a little goofy how fast. So I have to tighten the transition up. Okay, strikes the pose. All the sound effects are not working. That's like a glitch right there. Yeah, all the assets right here, that's not right. So... not layered properly, that's why it's hanging up. Here we go. Oh gosh, what's happening here? Oh, that's why. This is my mini-me. Okay. And then takes off. Transitions to the cube. I might reframe this to be a little more identifiable. I'm not too sure. We'll see. And he enters there. He's looking around. He looks up. And what does he see? Well, wouldn't you like to know? Oh man. That, yeah. There we go. Some scenes have changed, of course. Mute that. That's gonna be in your rec. Biggest thing is that he runs to the cube, because I thought, okay, in the original animation it wasn't really established what's going on and such, so he breaks into the thing because he's trying to get the cookie. You know, intense. Cyberfox is navigating his own personal computer. So it wouldn't make sense for him to break inside the cube. That's why he's not using the hammer. But what is he doing inside of the core, and what is he checking on? He looks up. What is it gonna be? Oh, you have to wait until I finish the animation and release it. This will be the new scene added. He forgot the password, honestly. Yep. That's one way to do it. Dark energy orb. Oh no, that's the computer orb right there. But you'll have to see. I am now imagining throwing a cookie at the International Space Station from the other side of the world. Is Cyber still gonna go hammer time at some point? Yes, because just like the concept animation, this animation is the prologue. I want to kind of showcase the main ideas that I have going forward that will be introduced. So, you know, we introduce the character. We have the world basically built in cyberspace. It's not always going to look like this for every animation, but you know, general gist. We have the enemies. We were able to show that our character has abilities. Combat that. And so what's gonna be going on in here? So I would like to showcase the concept of ability chips. I would like to kind of think of a better name, but they kind of say what they do. And I would love to experiment with, you know, that concept in the future. I would love the idea too, like there's ability chips that give you like power-ups, like, oh, you got like a hammer or a sword or a shield. There's like temporary buffs basically to characters, like video games. There could be DNA chips that kind of change some of the behaviors and the coding of the character. The possibilities are endless. Poot Bob, my beloved. But yep, that is going to do it for today's stream. I really want to hope to see if it will work, but that will be the end basically here. And then that's the last thing. I want to make sure I can get this done hopefully this weekend. I want to release it, not tomorrow. I'm going to work on it tomorrow. But hopefully this weekend, hopefully Sunday. That's the goal. But yeah, hopefully the stream was just fun to hang out, chill out. Maybe I'll do this in the future with some projects. But I do have, it's the problem because I want to chat and I want to hang out, and I felt like I worked at a good pace. But also I want to like get the project done. So sometimes I can't stream every project because I want to be productive. But this honestly really helped me get back into the movement. So yeah. Well, thank you so much for everyone for joining, keep me company, and all that fun stuff. Let's see. We'll go back to the title screen. And that's the goal. Basically have this out hopefully this weekend. The biggest thing, next stream I would like to do a game. I'd like to continue Pokemon. And then we'll take it from there. So thank you guys for watching and joining, and I will see you all laters. Bye.